Bit of a solar farm load test. 30-watt helicrap there, and on these General Electric bright stick jobs. What's that? 750 lumens. I think 9 watts. Oh, boogers get toasty. 30-watt R20 incandescent lamp, and that clamp-on fixture with the helicrap is not being used right now, although that can be run off the solar farm, but the incandescent does a better job of lighting this area. Philips Slim style LED reflector-ish lamp thing, about I think about 9 watts or so. Helicrap. Dashpan light with the LED so-called GLS retrofit installed right now. Although for long-term use it'll be incandescent, at least for much of the time, given EMP risks and what have you. Pair of LED PAR38 replacements or retrofit what have you things, which I have installed as a somewhat temporary experiment, although these do a better job of lighting up things in this part of the property than did the halogens that I had in place, but that's purely because these have a much wider beam pattern. That's one problem, is trying to find wide flood PAR38 halogens. Bit of a pain in the nuts. And yes, we are working on finishing up the trim and stuff. Just need to cover up that insulation. Got 4 kilowatt hours made so far today on that controller, and 2.6 kilowatt hours on this guy. Best day so far. So 6.6 kilowatt hours. Typically I only get about I've peaked at about 5.6 kilowatt hours so far today, but I've also drawn down the battery a bit more than I typically have in the past, just because I've been running a whole bunch of lights, which I've already featured in this video, as well as several others. As a bit of a load test and focus. There you go. Not generating very much right now, but it's almost 6 p.m. and quite cloudy. So not too bad for 2,340 watts of PV modules listed, or at least rated, although I still need to do some optimization. This guy was peaking at over 1,400 watts earlier, and this one at over 700, so watts. And also just got that in, so that's been installed. So both of these now have a surge arrestor. I actually went with another 300 DC surge arrestor just because of further looking at the data sheet. Looks like there might be some degradation issues with using a MnSPD 115, and I also have the ground lug properly installed, as a little brass nut on the underside of the case indicates. Aforementioned inverter, not too cold, or not too hot, but it's also kind of cold. It's about 60-some degrees Fahrenheit, but with considerable wind chill, which would be interesting to have a wind generator to experiment with. But problem is, around here I'd have to get the thing close to 100 feet in the air, and monopoles in that length range are typically in the neighborhood of about 12 grand, which is well in excess of what this entire system cost. And then you're looking at another 5 to 7 for the generator and charge controller and all the various other things like dump load management. And it was, on the off chance I do get anything for a decent price, I do have space there. I have space there, although what I might do is have a smaller auxiliary array somewhere in the backyard, and put something like a MkIII right there, because charge controllers do run on the toasty side, but never so hot that they will burn you if you touch them. But yeah. Also, one minor annoying thing is it would be good if there was a way to get the temperature display to display in Fahrenheit as well as centigrade, but whatever. That's because my brain doesn't metric. And I do have a temperature sensor for the charge controllers. in there, as well as the one for the inverter. Although it's not really needed for the inverter right now because they don't have its charger functions configured yet. I'll probably need to get a mate or something in order to configure that stuff, but yeah. That's the thing, and so far it works. Knock on wood. Because that's why we're stress testing it now. Another day of solar farm testing, and made about 7 kilowatt hours so far. It's over $1 worth of electricity. Yay, stupid cats. Problem with these is the display is, because the display lights up on camera, it's really hard to see due to the dark color of the charge controller, especially if you zoom out back here, which is mildly annoying. Also both cooling fans going. Something about these are rather some kind of a passively cooled design, but they'd be physically much larger. Although, you know, something to work on for my own charge controller design. And both PV output idiot lights / lightning arresters hopefully working. Yep, still 7 kilowatt hours between the two PV arrays. And this inverter's been running continuously for several days now, just keeping a couple lights on. That was a good stress test for the system. Also been cooking food and stuff, using a microwave off of this, so actually having a solar farm that'll run a microwave, unlike my old one. So I'm going to clean up some of that paint, but yeah, it's a thing.